Most people.
I like having this conversation before we see what Tree Living does.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to have it now because it'd be
Yeah.
really easy to see him lose Marner, lose Tavares, sign whatever, Bennett and whatever, Brazeau from Boston, and us go, well, Stanley Cup's not the goal. You know, they lost Marner, they got Bennett.
But could he reset in 2
he be
years?
Washington? Can you say
2 years, get this team back to a Stanley Cup? Does he have to do it next year?
Well, why would we move the goalpost to now just lowering the standards?
Just make sure you got enough cap for next summer when Connor McDavid's a free agent.
So you're telling me then the baton's reset then, you know?
I mean, it's going to really hurt when Connor McDavid signs a 8-year, $14.5 million contract literally on July 1st.
So your focus would then not be next year, the year after?
I'm joking.
No, tell me, though.
Every year has to be the focus. This is like you've traded every first-round pick.
Willie's 28,
Matthews is prime age.
27, 8.
Like you have your old decor that's locked in. You have 2 goalies that are locked in. Like this is the time right now.
Yeah, it's still go time.
Yeah.
I can see a world where they finish like 7th, play through the Metro next year or something, and they're like,
so with the cap
underdogs
going up and the presumption that Marner's leaving, then you're going to have to just go to free agency and improve the roster because you got no more first rounders for the next 3 years. You've lost 2 prospects in Grebenkin and Minton. You have Easton Cowan.
They also unfortunately had the Amarov situation.
So
too,
I'm just saying that the only way that this team really improves has to be through free agency because the assets that you've let go to improve the roster at the trade deadlines have taken a toll on your organization.
Yeah, it's big. You know, the one thing I wonder about in terms of ads is Aaron Ekblad. You know, like if you were able to find a way to move Riley's deal, if you were able to move his deal out, you know, whatever, get back for it, a 7th rounder.
Does that guy move well for a big man? Like I'm watching him laterally on the blue line and his hands, like
he's 29. Those guys usually have some
He's in
good years.
great shape.
Pedigree guy, great shape.
Best
Pedigree
shape of his
guys like
life.
him
he
usually
got
have
better
good early 30s
the
ahead of
last
them.
few years.
Wonder why he got so much better.
All right. Hey, you want that on your side, don't you? But, you know, like if all of a sudden it's him instead of Riley and look at the D pairs, that is a jungle to get through back there.
It's a different thing.
You know?
So what
Tanev
you're
and
telling me
Carlo
is
and McCabe and Benoit.
Brett Treliving's got to absolutely keep his foot on the pedal next year.
Pedal
Very
down.
much pedal. We're all pedal,
Okay.
gas, no brakes, in my opinion.
Okay.
Unless you want to tamper with Connor McDavid. Could you do the lease line?
They tamper
Leafs
through
line.
us. We'll help.
The lease line is brought to you by Muskoka Bay Resort, a top 10 ranked Canadian course, part of the Freed Golf Network. Let's start, boys, let's go to Martin from Etobicoke.
Quick question. Everybody's talking about Marner testing the open market, which after this decade I'm totally content with. Just curious as to why more people aren't talking about a potential signing trade, similar to how Tree Living facilitated the Tkachuk trade from Calgary to Florida. Doesn't Marner want to leave on some sort of good terms and have the Leafs get at least something in return for him? What's to say his exit will be any different from JT's nasty exit on Long Island? Anyways, thanks, guys. You 3 rock, but Sam McKee rocks the hardest.
Oh,
Clearly.
thank you, Martin.
Clearly.
Thanks, brother.
No question. You picked them again this week.
Forgot to cut that part out.
That's
yeah.
okay. That's all right. I don't see this as that big of a deal.
What's that?
Okay, so
Marner leaving?
no. If Marner's going to go out there and he's going to shop himself to 20 teams, he's going to eventually find one, and then at the last second, whatever team it is, Utah, like Chicago, I don't care, whatever it is, they are going to make a call to the Leafs and say, we're signing him. And it's this for 7 years. But we want to stretch out the AAV, so we want the 8th year. Can we give you like a 4th round pick? Can we give you a 5th round pick? And the Leafs are going to go, yeah, well, what do we care? Like, take the asset, and then it's done.
But what was the circumstances that Kachuk, they were able to get Uyghur and Huberdeau?
It was a year away.
Was it a year?
It was a year away.
Okay. It wasn't
Matthew
like straight
Tkachuk,
UFA.
Matthew Tkachuk went to Brad Tree Living and said, my contract, I'm a UFA in 1 year. Why don't you move me now?
Yeah, okay.
And he was smart enough to know that I can't walk you out the door for nothing. Which,
do you think,
unfortunately, is happening here.
Well, 4th round pick, he said maybe.
They should do a sign and trade, sign then not trade him. Be like, psych.
Gotcha.
But like a 4th or 5th round pick, what if, can you dig in?
3rd?
Be like, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Would that soften the blow for Leafs fans a little bit if they get a 3rd?
What do you, like, come on.
No, it doesn't matter.
Come on. Okay, go back and do
Buddy,
your...
I'm looking at their draft pick.
Unless they
page.
get Braden
Wouldn't
Point with that
mind
3rd round pick, then
wouldn't mind a pick.
Sure, get it.
Yeah.
Getting Patrice Bergeron with that 3rd round pick. Let's go to Nick. Just Nick.
Oh, Nick.
Tipper, JV, Sammy. It's
right.
Nick calling from the 16th tee at beautiful Cabot, St. Lucia.
Wow.
Just kidding. I'm in my car in 50-degree Chicago outside my office. That being said, as a Blackhawks fan, I'd love to see the Blackhawks throw out a colossal number, a colossal offer sheet at Matthew Nyes this offseason over signing Mitch Marner. But that being said, now that I think about it, what team is it worth it for to throw 13 to 15% of your cap at Marner at? For a player of his stature, he's a smaller player without any bite. Is it really worth it for teams to throw out a number that he's asking for right now? Thanks, guys. Love the show.
Nick, the short answer is yes, he's worth it, even if you don't think he's got the bite of other players that can get that feel this time of year. This guy is 100-point guy.
Yeah.
And while many Leaf fans have taken for granted just making the playoffs, there are 17 other teams
That would kill to make the
that
playoffs.
don't.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you start looking at the pricing of gates and revenue during the playoffs, and you're starting to put in $20-30 million a night in the playoffs for your team, depends on your market, of course, but yeah, he's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, clearly financially no brainer. I'm curious to see what Marner chooses to do. Like what sort of team, because
It's going to be fascinating.
like elite competitive teams right now that are in the mix that may move money for him often have guys who make quite a bit of money, and they're going to want someone to.
I see a scenario where he signs for $12 million a year somewhere.
Yeah. You know where
12.
You know what I've been thinking about?
That'll drive people crazy.
You know what I've been thinking about? Tampa.
Oh yeah,
John Cooper.
Cooper loves him.
I've been thinking about that a lot recently.
Hey, they all called for like Leafs to go to the World Championships. I think the story that I heard was Tavares was ready to go.
Okay.
And
they just didn't
at the
play
airport.
long enough.
He's at the airport, and I think they booked him a flight. Listen, I mean, this is what I heard. Anyway.
Telling you what you heard, not
Okay,
what you know.
I'll tell you what I heard.
Not what you know.
They booked him a flight at the airport, but they booked it so it was after the Denmark game just to make sure